The Brahmaputra, a mighty Asian river coursing through China, India, and Bangladesh, is a lifeblood for millions. However, this vital waterway is also at the center of a brewing geopolitical storm. China's plans to construct a colossal dam on the Brahmaputra, dubbed the Super Dam, has ignited tensions with India and Bangladesh, raising fears of a future water war. Will this colossal dam trigger a conflict over this shared resource, or is there more to the story? In 2003, China completed one of its most ambitious projects in eastern Tibet on the Yangtze River, the Three Gorges Dam, which remains the world's largest hydroelectric plant to date, boasting 22,500 megawatts of installed capacity. However, the Three Gorges Dam has led to massive ecological destruction in the already sensitive region, displacing nearly 1.5 million residents. This involved not only relocation but also the loss of livelihoods and cultural heritage. The vast reservoir flooded valuable ecosystems, archaeological sites, and historical landmarks. Furthermore, the dam has disrupted natural sediment flow, harmed fish populations, and contributed to landslides and earthquakes in the region. It's important to note that the Three Gorges Dam is built on the Yangtze River, which does not flow into India. Instead, it regulates water flow within China, not diverting it away from India. However, China is embarking on an even more audacious venture, constructing a super dam on the Yarlung Tsangpa River, known as the Brahmaputra, as it flows through China-controlled Tibet to India and Bangladesh. This project aims to harness the river's deep canyons to generate an estimated 60 million kilowatts of hydropower, tripling the output of the Three Gorges Dam. For India and Bangladesh, the stakes are particularly high, as the Brahmaputra accounts for nearly 30% of India's freshwater resources and is crucial for Bangladesh's agriculture and water supply. China's past intentions to divert a portion of the Brahmaputra's water to arid regions in North China have already been a contentious issue, adding to the anxieties surrounding the super dam. Furthermore, the lack of formal water-sharing agreements between China and India complicates the management of the Brahmaputra River. China's unilateral construction of the super dam without consulting downstream countries increases tensions and the potential for conflict. But for India, the anxiety does not end here. An even more alarming question here is whether these dams are merely for hydropower, or is China wielding water as a political weapon? Let us try to uncover the practical implications of this project. The Brahmaputra originates in China's Tibet as the Yarlung Tsangpa, then snakes through India's Arunachal Pradesh, which China considers its own territory, before entering Bangladesh and merging with the Ganges to form the world's largest delta. This 2,900-kilometer-long behemoth is a lifeline, providing water for irrigation, transportation, and hydropower generation to over 130 million people. However, the river's path through politically sensitive regions creates a volatile mix. China, controlling the upper course, is building a series of dams, including the colossal super dam on the Yarlung Tsangpa. Practically, there are two major concerns: environmental and political. Let us first try to discern the environmental concern. The Himalayan region is one of the most seismically active zones in the world due to the ongoing collision between the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates. Large dams can exacerbate seismic activity through a phenomenon known as reservoir-induced seismicity, RIS. The weight of the massive water reservoir can increase stress on fault lines, potentially triggering earthquakes. For instance, the Three Gorges Dam in China has been linked to increased seismic activity in its vicinity. The super dam on the Yarlung Tsangpa, given its enormous scale, could similarly induce seismic events, posing significant risks to the region and downstream areas in India. Moreover, the Himalayan topography is characterized by steep, unstable slopes that are prone to landslides. The construction of the super dam involves extensive excavation and alteration of these slopes, increasing the likelihood of landslides. Landslides can have catastrophic consequences, including the blockage of river flow, which can lead to the formation of natural dams that eventually burst, causing severe downstream flooding. The increased frequency and intensity of landslides in the region can also disrupt transportation and human settlements in both Tibet and the Indian states of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. The dam will also significantly alter the natural hydrology of the Yarlung Tsangpa, Brahmaputra, River. This can lead to changes in the seasonal flow patterns of the river, which are critical for the agricultural and ecological systems downstream. India, particularly the northeastern state of Assam, relies heavily on the Brahmaputra for irrigation, drinking water, and hydropower. Alterations in flow can lead to water shortages during the dry season and exacerbate flooding during the monsoon season. Another important environmental effect is the sedimental deposits. The Brahmaputra River carries one of the highest sediment loads in the world just after the Amazon River. Sediments are crucial for maintaining the fertility of downstream floodplains and deltas. The superdam will trap a significant portion of this sediment, reducing its flow downstream. This reduction can lead to increased riverbank erosion and loss of fertile agricultural land in Assam and Bangladesh. But this is not the end of story. The political motives of China seems to be more alarming. China claims Arunachal Pradesh as part of its territory, referring to it as South Tibet. The construction of the superdam can be seen as an assertion of sovereignty over the region. By establishing infrastructure close to the disputed border, China strengthens its claim over Arunachal Pradesh, signaling control and influence in the area. China can also manipulate the flow of the Brahmaputra River to India's detriment. While it is very difficult for China to create water scarcity in India's northeastern states since it is one of the wettest regions in the world receiving the highest rainfall, releasing excess water during the monsoon season by China can lead to devastating floods. This will create a severe downflow of Brahmaputra River with rainfall adding to the woes, thereby leading to large-scale destruction. Such actions can be used to exert political pressure or as a bargaining chip in negotiations. China has previously been known to withhold hydrological data from India. Accurate and timely data on river flow is crucial for managing water resources and preparing for potential floods. By controlling and potentially withholding this information, China can keep India in a state of uncertainty and vulnerability, furthering its strategic aims. To mitigate the pressure from China's superdam on the Yarlung-Tsangpa River, India has initiated a series of measures focused on strategic infrastructure development, water resource management, and diplomatic engagement. One of the primary steps India is taking is the construction of its own dams and hydropower projects in Arunachal Pradesh. The Indian government has announced plans to build a 10-gigawatt hydropower project on the Brahmaputra River to counter the potential impacts of the Chinese dam. This project is intended to create significant water storage capacity, which can help mitigate the effects of altered water flow from the Chinese dam. Additionally, it will provide substantial hydropower, contributing to India's energy security. India is also investing in advanced flood forecasting systems and improving infrastructure. India is using satellite imagery, remote sensing, and advanced modeling techniques to predict water flow patterns and assess the impact of upstream activities. By leveraging technology, India aims to develop more accurate and reliable tools for water management and disaster preparedness. But will it be enough, especially when we are talking about one of the most ecologically sensitive regions of the world, the Himalayas? While it will not affect China much, being a less populated area and its major population living in East China, it may have devastating effects for downstream countries like India and Bangladesh. As the Brahmaputra River continues to be a vital lifeline for millions, the need for proactive diplomacy, robust infrastructure development, and international cooperation becomes increasingly urgent. Failure to address these challenges could lead to dire consequences.